is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November. The Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. That means it's time for the Hump Day clap. If you guys only knew.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day. We'll just say that. I'm dropping truffle butter everywhere.
Careful,
Anyway,
that stuff's expensive.
I don't know if it's expensive or not. Eddie sent it to me. But
anyway, I'd watch. I wouldn't bust that jaw.
But anyway, before we get started talking about truffle butter, let's thank the Patreon, which one of which is who sent me the truffle butter. But yeah, I appreciate each and everything they do. The truffle butter, the gasoline in other people's cars, the 30 pounds of wing nuts. You never know what these guys are going to do. But I appreciate each and everything they do. And then we're going to move on to the Adventure Club. A lot of moving around this from Sunday, actually. Like just a whole lot of moving around. It was funny because I told Dan Sunday, I was like, man, there's like $10 that separate like second to sixth. And I think all those positions moved around between Sunday and now. But thank you very much to Bruce for the off-stream donation as well. I appreciate you, as always, Bruce. But, yeah. Truffle butter and ham Huntsville Hamfest. That's what I'm talking about.
You should bring it and try it on your brisket.
You know, I should bring the truffle butter and make everybody who's eating brisket. The only way they get a plate of brisket is they have to dip their first bite into the truffle butter and try it. That's a good idea, Eddie.
Yeah.
And you're the cook, so you're going to start. Eddie's like, I don't care. Eddie says, Eddie rhymes with Mikey, and I'll eat anything.
Hey, by the time the brisket's done, I'll try anything.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I really look forward to the brisket, but I look forward to Huntsville in general because I'll tell you, I love going to all three of the big shows. I love going to well, it's kind of hard to beat Hamcation because I take a month for Hamcation, so it's kind of hard to beat that one for me. But you take away the month thing, and you know it could be beat. But I love going to Hamcation. Number one, it's warm in the winter when it's probably snowing here where I'm at. And number two, I get a month of POTA in a different state. But number three, just shows a good time. It's a really good time, and they have really good Stonefire pizza, don't they, Dan?
Yes, they do.
Dude, I am ready. Like as soon as I walk in the gate next year, I'm heading straight there.
Yes,
like I'm ready for it.
I hope it's right behind the POTA tent, just like it was last year.
Yes, absolutely.
Take 3 steps and you're there.
It was great, but you know, and I like going to Dayton. I like going to Dayton because I like camping at Caesars Creek. I love staying at Caesars Creek, and you know, getting videos made of me by other YouTubers who say that me and my crew is drunk and high, and we're just having fun. But Huntsville, I'm telling you, is the friendliest Hamfest. Like the crew down there, they're just all super friendly. It's laid back, and you know everything's in one building. You know what I'm saying? And it's all air conditioned. So unlike Orlando and Dayton, where you're just burning up 80% of the time because you're going from building to building, or in Dayton, you know, all the buildings are hot anyway. But Huntsville, it's air conditioned. It feels good in there. Now you go outside, it's going to be hot because it is Alabama. You know, you might want to get your swamp butt gear with you to take down there. But
dude wipes.
Inside the show is really great. So, but I look forward to it. And let me bring this up here. I was gonna bring up the event page really quick. And I know I've got it here somewhere.
There.
Ooh, Steven. Bam. Kapow.
Steven.
All right, so here's the event page. It is in the Von Braun Center in South Hall. Right across. Bang! Looky there, Steven. You are still alive.
He's catching up.
Yeah. Just some makeup work.
He's like I'm still here and I still have money. Look. Thank you very much, Steven. I appreciate that. I knew Steven was going to be on here tonight because he messaged me the other day and told me, said, I am still alive and I've just been busy working and stuff. But don't worry, I'm gonna work on. Matter of fact, he's gonna come in after chat and he's gonna pick Hayden and PP Man's mind about the coins because he's having some
3D
issues,
printing.
and he's gonna try to get me some more of them coins for when I go to Huntsville. I do have 2 coins setting here, but they're already promised to Mr. Delta 4 Delta Alpha November and Mr. Charlie Golf Charlie. So, but he's gonna try to get me some more out of the way, hopefully. But anyway, here's another thing. This is a 2-day show and not a 3-day show. So the Ham Radio Adventure Guide does not have to work as hard at this show. Now, although I will be there 3 days and I'll be doing things all 3 days. Friday I will be hanging out up at Montesanto and stuff like that and doing lots of stuff. But I don't have to be going to booth to booth to booth and getting this interview and this interview and this interview and stuff like that. And but I'll be busy. I'll stay busy. But yeah, Saturday and Sundays the shows, 9 to 4:30 on Saturday and 9 to 3 on Sunday. Prices are right down here somewhere. I know I've seen it. Admission $15, ages 12 and under for free. So
There you go.
talk-in frequencies right there on the webpage. Got the YouTubers doing a forum, even though they didn't stick my ugly mug on the picture. Thank you, guys. They probably don't even have my picture. But anyway, that's what's going on, and I'm excited about it. So I know Eddie and Dan's excited about it as well. I wish Hayden was excited about it. We're gonna have to get Hayden to a big show.
I'm gonna pick one and go to one next year for sure.
It just got to happen because I mean I've got the joy of meeting Hayden several times. Not even a meet thing. It's just I want to hang out with him for the weekend like we do.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
I'll tell you what, there's just absolutely nothing like getting a crew of people like us together who love ham radio and love shenanigans and just the things that we say what happens at the hamfest stays at the hamfest, but we all know we're going to come on the stream and talk about it. So it don't.
Hey, in the words of Mr. Kapow, it's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic.
You just got to watch what you do around us because we're going to tell everybody, like the guy who just popped in chat right there. We're going to tell him people that when he says he's going to the bathroom to take a crap, you got about 30 seconds for him to go just kapow and drop the load, and he'll be right back into that activation.
I can't see the chat, but I'm going to assume that's Mr. Camp Poda.
There's only one person that can kapow like that, and that's Mr. Mickey Mouse himself.
It's like he opened up a 6-inch water main.
Oh. And you know what, Robbie can't POTA, but Robbie's going to have to POTA soda at the same time. Because you guys know that Montesanto's a soda too. So if you want to turn in soda logs, you're welcome to.
If you can figure it out.
Now here's the big thing. Here's the big thing with that. And this is how I'm going to do it. So while you're poding, you can use that log for soda, but everybody who parks you from Montesanto Park, you're going to have to omit from that soda log because they are not a valid soda contact.
Why?
So leave out most of your FM contacts, probably.
Because they are on the same summit as you.
What if you do a park to park from another area?
Don't matter. They're on the same summit.
Oh,
What if
wait
they're
a
not-
minute.
What if they're not
What if
playing
they're
the
in a
game?
completely different park in a completely different state?
Oh,
That's okay.
then they're not going to be in Montesanto with us.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at.
They'll be in the Montesanto Annex.
Yeah, there you go.
So for
We'll
example,
be in Montesanto proper. They won't.
So for example, like how when you go out in a POTA and you do a dual activation with somebody, and then at the end, you both pick up your 2 meters and you do a park to park with each other on 2 meter. That is not a valid contact in soda. They cannot be on the same summit as you. Now they can be at the base of that hill and contact you all they want, but it's not a summit to summit.
Sure.
So.
I guess there's some hiking thing about that, some rule.
It's I kind of like it. I kind of like the rule myself.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're going to hike up onto a hill, you took all the time to get up there and do it. Why would you want to take 4 of your friends with you and do summit to summit and then you're done? It doesn't matter if you got any contacts or there's no.
That's probably why that's in there.
There's no skill in it. You know what I'm saying? Or even better, me and Dan could hike up and we could do 2 meters, 70 centimeter, 125 and 220 all on handhelds.
Yeah.
And it's an activation, it don't work like that. So
this is very important news. I have to interrupt the broadcast here. We just got corrected by a native Bamian. Bang Bang says it's Monsanto. Say it right.
That's because James is going to be there.
Monsanto.
You know what? Okay, so basically George just said that I own the place.
That's how I read it.
So it's kind of like somebody saying New Orleans when it's really New Orleans.
I don't know what the Sano part stands for, but the Mon is me. So it is my Sano.
It must be your Spanish relatives, huh?
No, it stands for lots of contacts.
Oh, Mon lots of contacts. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be a good time. So I want to talk to Dan and Eddie and find out what they're most excited about. But first off, I want to talk to Eddie about the brisket. Tell us about the brisket that we're gonna be eating, man.
All right. I can't give away too many secrets, but I'll give away all my secrets. All I do is, and anybody can make them and probably taste just as good, but I let them get room temperature. I put a little garlic powder, coarse salt, black pepper, and chili powder on it. Let it sit till the grill gets to 225. Put it on. Then I
take a drink of beer.
And then I wait till the brisket gets to about 155 degrees. I take it off the grill. I wrap it in butcher paper or parchment paper. Put it back on the grill. I wait till it gets to 205, and then I let it rest in a cooler for a couple hours.
About 6 hours.
That's the secret to Kilo Oscar 4 November Lima brisket.
Nice.
But so far, it's always been tasty. I've made one that I wasn't overly proud of, but I rushed it. But other than that, they always come out pretty good. So, I generally just do flats because it's only me and my wife, so I don't have some huge smoker. So I have a Green Mountain Grill pellet smoker, and then I have the standard size Kamado Joe Kamado grill. So either one will not hold a large brisket, albeit I will cook a whole brisket, but I trim a lot of the point off to where it's almost the same size as a flat. So technically I'm wasting a lot of meat, but it cooks even, and I don't have to cut it off halfway through and try to do something different. So turns out pretty good most of the time.
So if people plan on eating a piece of this brisket, they have to have a King's Kitchen pass.
Yeah.
And they have their first bite has to be dipped in the royal truffle butter. Just because they got to taste it with the truffle butter on. We've decided this. We decided this backstream. So
I heard there was some golden tickets that the King will be giving out. If you get one, come and see us, and we'll slice you a piece of brisket.
Yeah, it's worth one sliver of brisket.
Yeah,
because I don't know how many pounds he's cooking, but let's say he was cooking. We're just gonna throw the number 5 out there. Let's say he's cooking 5 pounds of brisket. 4.5 pounds is going to the King, and the rest are cut into slivers.
Well, I thought you requested a 20-pound brisket.
I'm not trying to get too many people excited. I don't want them to know that I'm eating 19.5 pounds for myself.
I mean, there was one time 3 or 4 of us put a pretty good hurting on a fair-sized brisket. So
yeah, we tore it up. That's for sure. All right, so enough about brisket because I'm gonna make myself hungry. Eddie, what are you looking forward to in Huntsville?
The camaraderie. I really, really enjoy meeting the other hams I talked to, especially the POTA hams. Fortunately, me and Dan and Robbie are really close to I-75, and a lot of people travel that route. So we've really had the opportunity to meet a lot of you guys without having to go through a lot of effort. And it's pretty awesome to get to activate with some, what I'll call legends of POTA a lot of times, honestly.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why I like to go to any of the shows. Even like this weekend, Saturday, I am going to a local hamfest here in Huntington, and believe it or not, it's right here in my home state, and there's already people who's messaged me, who's going because they want to come to meet me, and so I mean that's really great. And there's actually a soda guy that I'm hoping will be there because he's from the area, and I may have met him before. I don't know. I don't remember meeting him, and I want to meet him and pick his head a little bit about some sodas. So, but that's what it's like. I can't tell you the last time I've been to a hamfest where I didn't meet some really, really cool people. And, POTA people is the best, that's for sure. Are you wanting to pick up anything for yourself, Eddie?
I don't know. I really feel like my POTA tuner is hitting the fritz. It's really struggling to tune 20 meters for some reason. I don't know what's happened to it, but I think I'm gonna, if I can find a deal on a tuner, I may pick up a new tuner.
A new tuner, like a new tuner or a flea market tuner.
I'd rather find a new one if there's one available. I mean, I don't buy no fancy tuner, so a Z100 is good enough for me.
Well, there will be plenty of them. LDG will be sitting there. Matter of fact, my buddy Chris will probably be sitting there running the booth. So I'm sure Chris will hook you right up. Now, I would like to find the portable tuner that I take out in the field all the time. I wouldn't mind finding one of them in the flea market and picking up an extra one of those. So
is that your manual tuner?
Yes, my manual tuner.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Looking at Robbie's comment, do you have any insight on Gigaparts if they're going to have any new stuff for the bag?
The last I heard, yes, but I haven't talked to them in the last few weeks. So, matter of fact, don't Robbie get a new bag there? I know.
I forgot about that.
I know somebody does.
Yeah.
I think it is Robbie.
It was the bag that I won twice.
Yeah, the bag that Dan won twice. So, Yep. Robbie gets a new back there, and Craig gets his PP Man antenna there. I remember this. Good stuff. All right, Dan. What are you excited for first?
That guy's brisket down there. Where is he? Yeah. And to do my best not to get a flex.
Oh.
So I have one job when I go to Hamfest, and that is I have to walk beside Dan, and every time he gets ready to walk down the aisle where Flex is, I have to stand on that side and not let him turn.
He did that in Orlando.
You're the coach on the sideline that grabs the belt.
It's been like that. It's been like that every time. But
exactly what it is. Yeah.
But what Dan don't even realize is I put a clause in his life contract, and if Dan buys a Flex, he don't even get to take it home. I immediately just take it home, and all he can do is remote into it in West Virginia. That's the only thing he gets to do.
Well,
that is the best place for it is in West Virginia.
You're right. I wouldn't have any problems on 40 meters in the middle of the day.
No.
That's what you needed. That's what you needed when you were on your trip for sure.
No kidding.
Have you a Flex here in West Virginia? It was rough to get Dan on the trip. He did a good job still hunting me every day. I want to tell you what. I'm gonna give Dan the HRAG Stalker Award for the last 3 days because I'm gonna tell you Dan is a hunter of hunters. I'm gonna tell you either that or he's really stalking me. So Sunday night after we did the shenanigans stream, and then I went out and activated, and then I told everybody I'd come hang out in Chill Pad, and we hung out in Chill Pad. And Dan's sitting there, and he's like, "I just did a miracle." He's like, "I know I'm getting my challenge coin for my 1,000 contacts at Huntsville, but," he said, "I just need 97 more, and I'll be at 2,000." He said, "You get me 97 more." And I'm sure he was joking, but me being Mr. Competitive that I am, I was like, "Oh, 97 more. Oh, we got 12 days before Huntsville."
Plenty of time.
I'm like, "Hold my beer. I got this."
I've already gotten 75 of them.
So in the past 3 days, Dan has 75 contacts with me. So I think I've got this. I think I've got his 97.
Oh yeah.
Well, how many cross-band contacts or cross-mode contacts do you have now?
A lot.
That's about like asking the question, how many watts are you using, Dan?
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them.
Yes.
All of them.
The first day he made 26 contacts with me, and I think 24 of them were cross mode.
Yeah. It was weird today too because I heard you on was it 40 or 20? I don't remember, but I heard you, and I tried to call you back voice like 3 times, and you didn't hear me. But I switched to CW, and you heard me right off.
Yeah, you were lighter than normal on CW.
When I worked you on 40 today, did Dan get you CW after me?
Right after you.
I heard somebody doing CW.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Now Robbie's bad to cross mode me too. Robbie will cross mode me too. I've got him a couple times in the last couple of days cross mode. So
he's a pretty epic CW operator. So,
and it's funny, I don't mind when people cross mode me. It doesn't bother me. But if you're going to cross mode somebody, you have to pay attention. You can't just send CW and expect to make a contact because there's times, like I think it was Dan's 20 meter today that the hunters were drowning them out, and I had to say CW hunter again. And I've done that before, and people will not be paying attention, and I'm like, all right, QRZ, you got to. It's just like sideband. You got to pay attention. You can't just throw it out and oh, he got me, and let me throw out a 5.9 because it'll be the same way. You're just like that guy when I'm saying Whiskey 1 station, and I got November 9 Delta Juliet Foxtrot. You're 5-7 in New Jersey 73.
Yeah, I mean you still need to make it a valid Q, so I mean you have to have a back and forth exchange of some sort, Yeah,
but I don't have no problem with Dan or Robbie doing them because they're really good at them. So
I think it's cool.
Normally, I try to do it either really, really early when you get on a band or after your pileups died down a little bit. I don't want to like breaking on the middle of a pileup with it.
That'd probably break a good pile up, though.
It would be annoying, you know.
It definitely would, because when Dan comes through in CW, Dan's loud. You know, not on 20 meter today. I gave him a 5-1 on 20 meter today.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, I only got a 5-1, but how was my tone? Was it a 5-1-9?
5 NN.
You should say that on voice next time. You should say you're a 5-5-9.
I mean, it could be worse. I could just start speaking CW back to you.
There you go.
I did it to somebody one time. I can't remember who it was. It may have been Dan, and I was like, "Did I die?" Question mark. It's funny stuff, but you know, and some of the you know, I wonder what the people in my pileups think when that happens. You know, some of them did that. Some of them, they're used to people jamming me and trying to mess with me, and they'll try to call over to see that, because I'll be like, Dan will call me and I'll be like, Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, and he'll start sending his signal report back, and then you'll have a hunter just throwing his whole call sign over top of it and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird, but
Kyle, that's actually a really good question. No, I don't, because I am blessed with a separate receive antenna, as you know. So I kind of unlock my VFOs, because normally they're locked together in frequency and mode. So I unlock my VFOs and I listen on my receive loop on sideband, and I transmit normally like 1K into the pass band. It depends on if you're on lower sideband or upper sideband, but 1K into the operator's pass band on CW on the other antenna. The other way to do that is to listen on an SDR or something like that.
If anybody wants to see exactly what we're talking about, go to my South Mountain activation video, and there is a cross mode contact between Dan and myself on that video, and you can see exactly. I mean, if you know CW, it's easy for you to tell that that's Dan calling me. It's okay. Now, what it sounds like when I'm talking back to him, I don't know.
Sounds just like your voice, because I listen on a separate receive antenna.
Okay.
Now, the other way you can get around it, if you have a single VFO, I guess it would kind of be a pain in the butt, but say you're on 7225, lower sideband, you would be listening on lower sideband 7225. You'd have to go to CW real fast, change your VFO to 7224, so you'll be in your pass band. Send your CW and then go back to sideband 7225 and hear your response. You know what I mean?
The link for that video is in the chat if y'all want to check it out after the stream.
Yeah, it's really cool when that happens. I really enjoy it, and you know, sometimes it helps these guys. Like, there's been times where Dan is just so weak, like when he was on his trip, like he was way up north of me and stuff, and I couldn't hear him whatsoever, and he would make the contact through CW to sideband. So it's a handy tool for sure. So on the way down to Huntsville, myself and Terry, we will be stopping in Nashville on Wednesday night. We're leaving Wednesday after Terry gets off work, and we'll be stopping in Nashville Wednesday night, and we'll be activating in Nashville. But we'll be doing a HRAG meetup in Nashville at a twofer. Hayden, if you don't care, go ahead and drop the link for that event in the chat. But there is an event page, and it tells you all about it. But we'll be activating a twofer the event is 4 to 6. Of course, I'm going to stay out there and do a late shift. And I'm not running people off. I'm just saying I'm not going to be as talkative and as friendly when I'm on late shift as I would be before late shift, because it's just a different world when late shift is. And if anybody's ever activated late shift with me, you kind of know that. Matter of fact, I took a brand new Alpha Golf out this week, and they did their first POTA activation, and I made them do a HRAG late shift activation for their first activation.
Just throw them in the fire.
And how did she like it?
You know, she found out exactly what I already know about POTA people.
I'm not the only one, James.
She was really overwhelmed.
I only said that because I watched
James.
No, well, I mean, everybody knew it was a girl because they hunted her, but she was overwhelmed of all the people that was congratulating her on her upgrade and all that stuff too. So like she got to feel the whole POTA experience of how friendly people can be and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
She's a member of the Hamley.
Now she was definitely tired and wore out after that activation.
Did you make her log?
She said I couldn't activate like you. She says you're too fast, and I was going slow that night. You know, I think we only did like 114 contacts before I went to CW. So, but her first activation was 114 contacts. So,
nice.
In a very short period of time. So, thank you very much for the super sticker, Terry. I know you're buttering me up to try to steal my underwear while we're on the trip, but I got my underwear.
Thank you for your patronage.
But I got a plan. I've got a special lock box for my underwear that way. You know, Terry, I'm gonna shut Terry's eBay store down because
that's called a chastity belt, James.
Don't lose the key on that one.
At least don't steal them till the way back, Terry.
Yeah, you need something while you're there.
Wait till they're dirty.
Yeah,
it won't take long in Alabama.
You'll make more money off of them that way anyway. And when the pee-pee man shows up, Dan's giving him a snowball. So
yeah, that's right.
Surprise!
You know those little pink cakes that you see in the store. That's what I heard.
Robbie, I think my first activation was the same. I think I got like 20 something contacts on my very first activation, and I was tickled pink. Now I added up. Yeah, I added up all of mine, and I divided my total activator QSO count by the number of activations that I've done, and I'm averaging about 88 to 90 QSOs per activation. So I don't think that's bad.
No, it's not bad at all. I've never broken 100 on an activation.
Well, you know what? Let's throw all mine into a database and do my average. That way we can crash the database when we throw them all in.
Yeah,
I'll pull your average. Hold on.
My average, I guarantee my average sucks because I'm a rover. So you know, when you're a rover, your overall average is going to suck.
Charlie Golf, Charlie's helping you out.
Not bad. 63 is your average per activation. So.
Okay, there, new drawer fun. Hey, look at there, Terry. I will have a brand new pair of underwear going to Huntsville, thanks to Charlie Golf Charlie. You can go over to your webpage and start the bidding on it now, Terry. So Dan, you planning on buying anything down there?
Not a flex if I can help it.
Come on,
man.
Leave your car at home.
Well, I mean, I got to have something. Well, I need gas, but there's nothing I'm really looking for specifically. But I'm sure I'll get something. Handful of connectors, if anything.
That is like me at every single small hamfest I go to. Like, I don't need nothing, but I have to buy connectors when I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things that we do. We have to leave, even if it's just a connector in our pocket. Dan is getting a flex. Listen, I hope Dan gets a flex because that means I can be driving down the road and I can actually hunt POTA in between parks because I can just remote into his flex.
That's right.
You know, because it's technically my flex once Dan buys it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it's put. It's technically mine. We made this deal. He doesn't remember it very well, but
So the whole problem with the Flex is, guys, I'm gonna want the Flex itself. I'm gonna want the Power Genius, and I'm gonna want the Tuner Genius, because all of them work together in synchrony.
And so you want the whole package.
That's a lot of dough. That's like a new car dough.
Yeah. New car, Superstation. Yeah. Maybe you'll get all the plaques next year.
I mean, if it'll make you feel better, you could buy a new Nissan van, deck it out into a camper, put a Flex with all those Tuner Genius and all that other stuff you want in that camper, and you will have a mobile Flex. It's hard telling where I'll have that van.
Yeah,
but you could just remote into all these different states.
When Kyle, that's about right. Yeah. Between 14 and 16. Yeah.
So what's most exciting is we all get to see Kyle, because that's why we go to Hamfest, is just to see Kyle.
As long as he doesn't slip a pill into my hamburger again.
So what's going to happen is Kyle is going to bring Chipotle to a brisket dinner, and everybody's going to be like, "What you got?" And while they're distracted, the king is going to eat all the brisket, and Kyle will do his job as mom, and Kyle will be like, "Where you at on your soda goal?" And I'm like, "I'm activating run right now. I'm at Monsanto."
Yeah, speaking of that, what's on the menu for food, Kyle? You gonna have like a taco night again and stuff? That'd be really good. I mean, we'll have brisket. I mean, you're obviously invited over to have some brisket.
Well, Kyle's going to Huntsville, right?
Of course, Kyle's going to Huntsville.
How come he's not on the show?
Because normally, every time I ask Kyle to come on my show, he's out doing his Serena Williams.
I was about to say, you beat me to it.
His Serena Williams role play stuff, and he doesn't never come on there. But he's welcome to put in the chat.
I'm gonna send him a link through Discord in a minute.
I did send him a message earlier asking him exactly what time the YouTubers forum was and what time the meetup is for all the YouTubers. I'm assuming Saturday up there. That way I could tell that stuff, but he didn't answer me, so he was probably out, being the bad girl of tennis. I mean, the bad boy of tennis.
Yeah, the Andy Roddick of tennis.
All right, Kyle, the link is set if you want to join us.
Kyle McEnroe.
That's a little better than.
There we go.
Kyle Williams.
It was out. Are you blind?
Alpha 0 Zulu McEnroe. Please copy your 5'9" love.
Oh.
It's always fun. It's always fun to hang out with Kyle. Listen, if nothing else, if you just come there to go to the show and look around, you don't have to buy nothing. You don't have to say, you don't have to. And if you do buy something and then you realize, man, if I take this home, my wife is going to kill me. You can throw it in the HRAG ride, and the HRAG will distribute it somewhere for you. So, we
and if you're there, I'm going to hit up Carrie and Ray. But if anybody else wants to, I know I'm going to 14 band that park. So if anybody else wants in on that, just come find me and I'll 14 band it with you. So,
oh, that's awesome.
And if you're in the park as well, obviously you will be. If we're 14 men in the park together, you'll get a one step closer to your N1CC for activator and hunter. So.
If you don't have an N1CC activator and hunter, you probably should not be 14 banding it with somebody else. I'm just saying. That's not how those awards are.
I'm your huckleberry.
Now, if you already have them and you want to do it, that's cool. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Curtis, I will look for you. We shall do that.
Oh, that's right. Listen, Curtis is going to be down there, and Curtis has some radios for sale as well. I know he's got an 891 and a whole lot of stuff to go with it, and I don't remember what else he has. But if you're looking for some deals on some radios, Curtis has some, and he'll be having it at Huntsville. So you may want to hit him. You may want to hit him up first before everybody else gets there.
I wonder if Curtis is taking that trailer down with him that he's been working on.
Thing looks good. He's been doing a lot of work on that.
Oh yeah. I tell you, I would be nervous as all get out to cut that window in there.
Yeah, no kidding. I did a legit 10 band at up in New Hampshire, Robin. Yep. All of them were SSB except one CW contact. I want to say it was 12 meters.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll make the contacts with Dan too, but I've then got my awards.
Yeah. Nice. Got your Eagle One set up, buddy. Awesome. How do you like it? He's going to say it's awesome because it's just an awesome antenna.
That's Mr. West by God himself. He actually came out to hang out with me and Kerry and Ray while we were broke down up at Cooper's Rock.
Oh, cool.
While we Terry got to meet him too because he was still there when Terry got there. Oh.
Curtis says installing that window was a pucker moment. I can understand that.
You're cutting a hole in a perfectly good thing and hoping it doesn't leak when you're done.
Silicone.
Yeah, just JB welded in there, be fine.
Yeah, JB weld.
Liquid nails.
I'm sure Curtis has waterproofed enough antennas in his life. He's got it covered. He's got it covered.
You can put like a little awning over it. Keep the rain off.
10 by 10 awning.
Yeah.
So for myself, I'm definitely most excited about hanging out with people because that's what I love going to the shows. I love to hang out with people that I only see at shows or stuff like this. And all my YouTube friends, that's all I ever see them as at big shows like this. Unfortunately. I have seen Dan and Eddie outside of a show, of course. Matter of fact, Eddie, have I seen you at a show? I haven't seen you at a show, have I, Eddie?
Nope. Oh, you didn't go to Huntsville last year?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I ain't seen Eddie at a show. I ain't seen Hayden at a show before, but I've definitely met both of them. So now Dan, I've seen him at a show and we've hung out elsewhere too. So, and that's something. A lot of like Eddie and Dan, they're both Patreons, and I go out of my way to, if I'm in the area that they're at, I'm gonna go hang out with them for sure, because they help me out tremendously. The Patreons do. So that's just something I do. That's just like we had 2 days down at Oleno Park. That was just absolutely awesome. That was the day that Mr. Robbie Campoda did his epic bathroom trip, and then the next day we had epic brisket with Eddie. So that was some fun stuff for sure. I've drove to Kentucky and when PP Man was out there camping and hung out with him and watched him woman down, when his neighbor told him that he was too loud and, he needed to be quiet because he wanted to put his kids to sleep at 8:00 and, all that good stuff. Quiet hours at 10:00, buddy, but, it wasn't my campsite. I couldn't whistle that. But, those QRP guys, they they don't have a lot of kahunas to them. So
Well, they have to talk loud too, so people have a
Yeah.
better chance of being heard. So. Beetlejuice, there he is.
Don't say it again.
You say his name, he pops up.
Yeah. Speaking of Beetlejuice, did you know there's a Beetlejuice 2 coming out?
Yes, I can't wait.
No, is there?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh man.
I seen that. I was like, oh, Beetlejuice 2? That's going to be awesome. And then PP Man's going to be even worse. PP Man had a good signal last night, I think it was.
Yeah, it was. He actually was hunting from the house, and he was getting everything that he was trying to hit from the house on QRP, and he said, "To heck with this, I'm gonna go to a park and activate." So he went out and did a late shift, and he smoked it.
Or no, maybe it was the night before because I wasn't out last night. I was out all day yesterday, but I wasn't out last night. So it was the night before when he had a really, really good signal. Look there, Terry's been a member for.
Congratulations, Terry.
I didn't even realize we had membership available that long, Terry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
And what was the award he got today? The Super Stalker Award?
20 kilos. No, 20 eagles.
20 eagles.
20
hunted.
Eagles.
Yeah.
20 eagles hunted. That's a big award right
That's
there.
freaking impressive.
You want to hear something funny about that?
Sure.
I got 19 eagles right now. And guess how many QSOs I'm away from my 20th eagle?
How many?
23.
1.
Oh.
And that one QSO is at the park that we just did a 5-op activation on. If I'd got one more park to park, I'd have my 20th eagle. So now I got to wait for Robbie Reddy to go out there.
So the funny thing was, I was noticed in the photo page. I was looking at Terry's award there, and I started looking all 20 of the parks that he's got eagles at. Terry, half of them are mine.
Yeah, they are.
It was funny. I was like, oh, that one's me. That one's me. That one's.
Yeah, Chris, you could have used the club call. And normally I keep stuff like that in the back of my head when I'm out activating. I know roughly how many I need for certain goals, and I keep that number in my head. But I didn't even bother to look when I went. I just went and activated, and I ended up with one short.
Dude, I'm the same. I'm the same exact way. I think there's a park in Florida that when I went down there, I wanted my second Florida eagle when I went down there last year, and I ended up walking away with like 3 eagles down there.
Yeah.
But I missed another one, and because I wasn't paying attention to it, by like 5 QSOs or something. So when I go to Florida this year, saying I'm going to get me another Florida kilo, we all know I ain't doing nothing. That's 5 QSOs.
All right.
It's half an activation in.
You can get a kilo without even activating the park.
Yeah. Good stuff. I wonder what's Monsanto's in the park number?
I don't know. It's Monsanto.
Whatever.
Don't get bang bang mad at you.
Yeah.
Listen, I will change the name of it while I'm there. It's in my kingdom.
Monsanto State Park is kilo 1048.
1048.
And right now, nobody has a kilo at that park.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody very close, but nobody else has a kilo. And you are on the top 100 list. That's great.
And he's not even a hunter.
All right. So, 968. So, Kilo Victor 4 Tango. You may want to get that taken care of.
It might be kiloed in about a week and a half.
I can tell you I have under 463 contacts there because I'm not in the leaderboard whatsoever. But I guess I'm going to have to kilo that one. I say that, but you know what's going to happen, don't you? I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it because we all know that when I'm on Hamfest, I'm on POTA vacation. I activate every day, but we all know that I'm more worried about hanging out with everybody.
You know, it'd be a real good feat that you should get like a new Honda for if you do it. If you do a 5-op activation and get a kilo out of it in like 2 days with all 5 ops, do a 5-op activation over 2 days and get a kilo out of it.
Not at a hamfest though.
Yeah. I mean, that would be hard. You'd be out there all day.
No.
With 5 ops?
No.
That's 5,000 keys of the mic at least.
In 2 days?
Yes.
Dan, you earned an operator to operator award with me in 2 days.
I did, but you didn't have to pass the mic, 4 different times to different people either,
No, but I had to work 400 different bands.
That's true. I think the only bands you didn't hit were like 17, 15, and 12, and 10.
I bet you any amount of money you want to bet that myself and the 4 Pearsons could do it.
Oh yeah. Now you can't say 5 not all 4.
Oh no.
No, I can pass the mic.
Oh yeah.
Listen, you forget who you're talking to. I'm the person that makes hunters speed up their hunter tempo. Like
right.
Sometimes the hunters start going so fast because I'm going so fast that it gets impossible to understand them because they can't talk as fast as I can. And they start speaking Minganese. It's horrible when somebody is a 5'9", but they talk so fast you cannot catch one of the letters.
What's even worse is when they call you like this in the middle of a pileup. And they say, thank you for the QSO. You are 5'9" in whatever state they're in. Have a great night in the park, 73.
Oh, yeah. What's your call sign again?
Yeah, I had that last night trying to beat that storm. And the guy's all of a sudden like, what's your QTH? What's your park number? I'm like, as nice as I could, I said, I'm in Kilo 7882, Durham Picture Plant Bog. Thanks a lot. QRZ.
Can you spell that for me? I had a guy ask to spell my park one time.
Look it up. Got the park number.
There's a cure for all of this. You know that, right?
QRZ.
Google.
It's QRZ. Listen. If somebody's aggravating you when you're activating and won't hush, if there's somebody that's arguing with you because they say it's their frequency. It's a cure for everything.
The QSB is getting you, buddy. Sorry about that. 73 QRZ.
I mean, now I've anybody who's ever been around my activations knows I will move for somebody who asks nicely every single time. Unless it's a contest weekend and I spent 45 minutes to find my half a frequency that I'm allotted because everybody else is, that's a little different. But other than that, I'm pretty easy going when it comes to that. If you ask me nicely, but when you come on there and start demanding and this, that, and the other, and I'll tell you, I had a guy one time, and he come on there absolutely demanding I move. You will move, and you'll do this, and you'll do that, and you'll do that, and I said, you know what? No, you'll move your net, QRZ, and. Guess what happened that night?
About 5 minutes, I was there listening to it. About 5 minutes later, they moved that net down 3 KCs. They moved their
net. It's real easy to ask somebody nicely, and they'll move. But when you just come over demanding for something that it's not your yard. I'm not cutting your grass. I'm on a public frequency.
I'm not even edging your sidewalk, buddy. Get out of here.
And especially if I'm looking at the time and it's getting ready to roll over late shift, because I promise you, when it rolls over late shift, I'll run over the world, because I don't have to have a power station. I've got 40 power stations coming right at 8 o'clock that are going to be screaming their name. Their
we had that problem out of our activation we did last weekend. There was a guy who moved in on us, and about 2 KCs away, and it was about 5 minutes to the late shift rollover, and he was there. I said, "Give it about 5 minutes, he'll move." Sure enough, that pileup hit. About 2 minutes later, he was gone.
I had a POTA activator move one away from me one time, and I'm like, "What is this stupid QRM?" And I scrolled over there after I was done, and it was somebody activating the park, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
It was PP Man.
You didn't hear all that ruckus?
Oh. Funny stuff.
Kyle says edging and ham radio don't mix. Go ahead, Dan.
Is there anybody that's in the chat tonight that has not met me in person that is going to Huntsville? That's what I want to know. I want to know. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be people there, but I want to know if there's somebody in the chat that I've not met that I'm going to get a meet down there.
X-Ray Oscar, right? KY4GM.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So KY4GM, Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar.
Good deal. So it's a big success right there because that's 2 of my Patreons that I've not met.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey Zero, Charlie Golf Chocolate.
That is 3. I knew he was coming too.
Mom will be there, but we've met her.
Yeah, I've met Mom McEnroe. My mom asked me one day, said, "Who do y'all keep calling Mom in the chat?"
That's like Steven's dad. Every time he calls me an activation, I say, "All right, Dad, you're 5'9". I call him Dad on the radio.
Yeah, funny stuff. All right, so that's 3, and they're all 3 Patreons. I know I'm going to meet more that I haven't met and stuff like that, but
Kilo Quebec 4 Golf Echo Charlie will be there.
Yep.
Got to meet him during our 5-off activation last weekend. Really cool cat. And he was a strong 5'9". Strong 5'9". He had a shirt that had his call sign on it. It said strong 5'9" on it. It was great. Kilo 6 Romeo Delta Juliet says he's bringing a friend with him.
I'm wanting to get me a shirt made that says, I'm the guy that 60 meters warned you about.
Yes.
That's the shirt I need made for me. Them guys hate me over there.
I'm looking forward to seeing PP Man there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I am too.
PP Man doing that big QRP forum that he's going to be doing. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's bringing my radio too. So that's going to be awesome.
You're going to have to sit really close to him in the hall there so you can hear him though.
Yeah. So for PP Man's forum, we rented out a porta potty. That way everybody could hear him when he's talking. So evidently when he comes, he's going to Spirit Halloween store too, because he said he'll be in Spirit also doing a meet and greet.
Yeah.
So PP Man will be in Huntsville Spirit Halloween doing a meet and greet.
That Kilo 8 Golf, Richard will be there.
Richard George.
Yeah, Kilo 8 Golf.
Yeah, Richard George.
Yeah.
I tell him I get George more. I've never got Richard for him, but I've got George for him before.
Richard was a 5'9" the other night.
Bang Bang will be there.
Yep.
Be good to see him. Do you know if Craig's going? Charlie Wingnut Bravo.
Yeah, he's going. I'm bringing awesome. He won the PP Man at 10.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, you've met him before, Dan.
Yeah, we went on the road together in Florida.
Yeah. What do we do? 10 Park Road or something?
It was a 10-part row with 7 operators, and somebody called in. We were at a twofer. One of the stops was a twofer, and an activator called in park to park. He just got set up, and he activated his park with 1 call. Got 14 contacts.
Yep. That's what you call a jackpot.
Yeah.
That happened one time when I was in DC, when me and Pat was activating the 5-fer, and God didn't even pay attention. He just called out, and he's like park to park, and I'm like, all right, we got 5 parks and 2 operators. He said, what? He said, well, I'm activated.
We're running a little bit over, but I'll say this real fast. You were right about the 5-fer. When I was there and activating, those planes are brutal.
Yes, they're absolutely, and it's like every 5 minutes.
It was more often than that. It felt like it anyway.
It might be more than that because it drove me insane.
Yeah.
I put an invite for Discord in the chat. If you're new to the stream, we do an after chat. Come over and join us. Message me or Dan, and we'll get you hooked up for a little bit. And come over and check it out.
Patreon still a deal?
Yeah, well, to get in that after chat, you got to be a Patreon member. But we are offering a free trial to that. You can go over to Patreon and sign up for a top activator for 7 days for free. So.
And then message me and Dan in Discord.
That's
or
right.
Dan.
And you two can fight over which tier you put them under.
There's a top activator trial tier.
There's a top activator trial tier.
Oh, is that what it is?
There's 1 after chat and 6 days of shenanigans in Patreon chat.
That's
yes, right. That is absolutely true. And hopefully Kyle's coming over tonight because Kyle hasn't made it in a while.
Well, we need to know what he's eating for ice cream, so he has to be there.
So hopefully he'll be in there. All right, so we have reached the top of the hour, and I'll just tell you, I'm excited about Huntsville. I can't wait to see everybody, and it's a great show. I can't wait to see new stuff that's coming out as well. Hopefully, there's some new stuff for the Gigaparts bag. I'm really looking forward to that. If it is, I'm looking for a few things, but we'll just see if I walk away with something. You never know about me. I got stuff in the mail coming right now that I'm excited about, and I'm hoping it'll be here before Huntsville because I'd like to use it. So anyway, thank you guys for the donations tonight and hanging out with us. And again, head over to our Discord because I've got some roves coming up here in the next little bit that are probably going to be Discord only because it's going to be some of those speed roves that I like to do, and I like to get in and out. And if I spot on POTA, there is no getting in and out. If I get in and out, I've ticked off a lot of people. So yes, if you're coming to Huntsville, make sure and check out the meet and greet page. It's definitely going to be fun. The Pearsons will be there. I will be there. Terry will be there. I know that for sure. So you're looking at, I don't know if Mama Pearson will be there or not because I don't know about her work schedule. But I know the 3 Pearsons that hunt the most will be there, and Terry who hunts all the time, and me who activates all the time. And, of course, the Pearsons and Terry do activate, too.
Before we close it down, can I challenge Terry to activate you guys in his beak mask?
Yes, you can definitely challenge Terry to do that.
Very nice.
And speaking of challenges, tomorrow I will be dropping my video at 4 o'clock. And it will be a challenge video for Huntsville, just so you know.
Oh, boy.
I like to do challenges at these big shows, and it's always a good time. So I will be dropping a challenge video at 4 o'clock tomorrow for Huntsville. Hopefully getting it out a little bit earlier helps because the Dayton challenge video did not work whatsoever. Well, last year's Huntsville
Last year's Huntsville
worked. That was a lot of fun. I had fun with that one. But all right, so we'll catch everybody over on the after chat. Thank you guys very much for your support, and I'll be in Parks every day, guys. 73.
See you guys.
73 all.